everyone. This is Sunday with Farmers Business Network, and I'm here today with Dr. Erika Nagorske, who is a veterinary partner with FBN. And I'm super excited to talk to you, not only because I have some very silly questions to ask you, but I also want to get to know you a little bit more because you've started out on Instagram, and we want to drive everyone to follow you there for some expert tips, advice, all that good stuff. So hello, how are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you today?
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know your focus is dairy beef. So why dairy beef? How did you get into all this?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I'm originally from Wisconsin, which is the land of the dairy. And growing up, I always knew I wanted to be a veterinarian since I was a little girl. But it wasn't until the end of high school that I actually got a job at a dairy farm through the veterinary clinic I was working at. And from there, I truly just fell in love with the industry. The people is a really big part of it, and everything that the dairy industry stands for. And of course, the cows are pretty awesome too. So that kind of sparked my interest. And from there, I got other experiences and it grew into this wonderful career.
Awesome. Yeah, I am a huge Wisconsin fan. I recently have decided that it's the Garden of Eden
Yes.
because I drove through like the dells and like there's a certain area that's really gorgeous and
Yes.
hilly. Anyway, all
Yep.
that to say, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a
so
neat state.
it is a neat state. I feel like more people need to know about Wisconsin, so this is good for me
Yes.
to
Yes. Eat
launch
cheese and
into.
go to Wisconsin.
Yes, yes, please go to Wisconsin. So anyways, for this year, I know it's been hectic across pretty much all of agriculture, but what have you been seeing with dairy cows, especially with some of the higher prices of hay and some of that drought conditions that have impacted their food essentially?
Yeah, that's a really great question. Obviously, with the drought and we've actually had a lot of wind damage in our part of the world to a lot of the crops. So higher prices and crops, and then actual damage to the crops that they do have to feed the cows is really concerning. And the biggest reason that's a big deal is because if dairy farms have to buy more feed than they're used to buying, especially when markets are tough as it is, that really hits on their bottom line, and they aren't profitable anymore. And it's hard to run a business and support a family or multiple families when you're not even meeting the bills. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of been a concern. We're worried about it, but hopefully things kind of fare through the
yeah.
fall and they can get through it.
And the same goes with the impact of COVID. How has that been in conjunction with everything else that's been going on, which I know has been wild?
Yeah, COVID was super devastating to the agriculture industry. All the markets crashed on crops and livestock side. But I would say the dairy farmers probably got hit the hardest because they had been withstanding such awful prices for the
Mhm.
years and years before that. So
Yeah.
they really couldn't withstand it like maybe other agriculture sectors could have. So that's been really hard to watch some of my producers, try to find ways to get through that, and now coming into a drought and things like that. So I'm trying to, make the dairy industry known and tell the story, and try to make consumers, see the good thing in the industry, and eat cheese and ice
Yes.
cream and drink milk and all that.
I was gonna
For
say
sure.
that's the sort of, what can you do to help is the nice part, is just eat some more cheese, which I have
Yes.
no problem doing. So
Yeah,
that's great.
absolutely. Yeah, it's easy thing
Wonderful.
to do.
Yeah, and so anyone watching too, especially, the best thing you can do is go buy some Wisconsin cheese or
Yes.
milk or ice cream, which would be great. So
Yeah,
wonderful. That was my cat just jumping up.
I
What can
love
you
it.
do with the problem cat? Are there any
Nothing. He's
medical
awesome.
recommendations?
Your cheese
Okay, good.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I'm always interrupting.
Yes.
So sort of to transition away and wrap up, I have a kind of a fun and Halloween themed question for you. It may be a spooky question for you.
Okay.
So you know how animals will sometimes get scared of nothing. So have you ever encountered a cow getting spooked and thought to yourself, "Oh, it's a ghost," in your
I've def
experience?
I've definitely, so I do believe in ghosts. But I've definitely had like pens of cattle like spook and freak
Mm-hmm.
out, and there's like nothing that I can see that caused
Oh,
it. So I'm like, what do you know that I don't know? or what do you
What?
see that I don't see?
Yes.
Um,
It's
yeah,
so scary.
yeah.
Wow. That is truly, I feel like maybe one day ghost hunters or something. One of those people that chase ghosts may need to do a crossover with animal,
Well,
like with a
and
dairy or
some of the
yeah.
barns are so old. You're
Hmm.
like, there has to be some history
Haunted.
here at some point. Yeah, for
All
sure.
haunted for
For
sure.
sure.
It's good to know. Confirmed they are ghosts in dairy
Yes, yes.
farms. Good to
Uh,
know. All right. Well, this was great. I'm glad that we had a conversation. This was really fun. And definitely everyone watching, please follow Erika Nagorske on Instagram. It is under Doc Nagorske, just at Doc Nagorske. And so give her a follow and yeah, and go eat some cheese, I guess.
yes,
So,
eat some cheese.
yep. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.